It's Nabil. I will be helping Tarek because it can be a bit tough to live trade and to explain what we do, especially in English, which is not our Fremdsprache. No, anyway. So what you can see now is the DOM depth of market. So the one on the left is the Nasdaq, and the one on the right is the S&P. Today, we wanted to do something a bit particular. We wanted to show you the micro lots, which is not what we usually trade, but a lot of retail traders are telling us that the future are too expensive for them, and the PNL moves too quickly. Basically, the S&P is $12.5 per tick, which is $50 per point. And for the small budget, it can be an issue. That's why a lot of people are going into CFDs, because CFDs you can trade way less. Okay, so basically today we will show you the micro lots, which is 50 cents per tick. So retail can trade those markets, and opposite to the DAX, it's way more volatile. Not volatile, liquid. That means there's a lot of volume in that, and it can be traded very efficiently. So now Tarek, he put a lot. What that mean? That means he's trying to sell. If you see the book on the middle, the gray column is the prices. On the left is the people waiting to buy, and in the right is the people waiting to sell. All the digits you see are the lots waiting to be sold or bought. For example, he put an order at 318, and there is 100 lots, a bit more than 100 lots waiting. He did put one lot there. That means that if the market goes there, if a lot of people are buying, he will be selling to them. So now he sold. Okay, he sold, and you can see the 19.50 is the highest of the day. Okay. So now is sold at the price I told you, 318, and is a running PNL is minus 125. So okay, sorry, it's the S&P. I think I did some swap between the market. The Nasdaq is $0.5 per tick. The S&P is 1.25 per ticks. That means it's the normal futures, the mini S&P divided by 10. So you see there's a lot of fight between buyers and sellers. Now what he's trying to do is trying to exit his position flat, because we can see that there's a lot of volume, and maybe exit 18 and buy back 18.5. Okay. So what's a future? You might not all know what's a future. A future is a contract to buy or sell an asset as at a future price. Here we are trading the S&P. It's June 20. That means that in June 20, people that bought the contract and people that sell the contract will have to honor their contract and buy the underlying product or sell the underlying product, basically. So just to be safe, Tarek put a stop just above the highest of the day. Now there's quite a few sellers, so he's trying to exit one of his two positions he put at one tick gain. He saw that there's not that much sellers, so he might try to exit flat. Okay, now the market is going down, so he did exit one. We will change the market because we are it's the chart for the mini. Okay, so you can see his position in the chart as well. Now we can see on the left that the Nasdaq is getting down a lot. The red are the sellers and the blue are the buyers. We always put a lot of different charts on different products because they're all correlated. So, for example, the Nasdaq might give us an insight of where the market might go. Okay, So now he's still short, and he has a stop just above the highest of the day. So the market is not moving that much. We have to be careful because in 10 minutes, it's the US opening.
Le marché est lourd avec un gap à la hausse.
There's an opening gap on the market as well. So we really have to be careful, and the trend is clearly up.
Et là, il y a un gros volume là de vente.
So, right, there's a huge volume on the right column. So there's a huge volume on the right column, which give us, the right column is the sellers, which give us maybe an idea that the market might go down. Okay, there's a pressure on the selling side, which is good for us because we obviously are selling. Oh, the buyer are coming back and they might test the highest of the day. Why it did put just above the highest of the day? Because at this point, if the market breaks, there's a lot of chance that the market will just increase a lot and all the stop will be hit. And if we hit the stop, we may have like a huge candle, all the losing position, and we might have a better opportunity when it stops all the way up. I don't know if that makes sense.
Et si ça descend, on renforcera la position short.
If it goes down, we'll just put more position and to get on the, if the trend is is reversing, we'll just increase our position to be on the right trend. So now it's testing the highest. Oh, someone is protecting the highest of the day. The stop is suspense. So we just okay. I think they like this price. It's fine. We have to be very careful because that's 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes before the US opening. Okay, the stop is hit. Fine. So now we'll be waiting for another opportunity. Comment?
On va chercher sur le marché, sur le Nasdaq plus haut historique.
Yeah, you can see the Nasdaq. So it might be checking the highest. Yeah. What we did well to exit one position straight away, because as you can see, they clearly want to buy. It's the highest, but they're still waiting to buy. It's crazy. Okay, so now we're still on the same thing. It's still blocked at the highest. It's not the best. It's not the best area to buy or sell, obviously, because next to the highest, there's still buying pressure where we are willing to see a correction, which didn't occur. So let's see. Now we are waiting for another position. The bad side is that in a few minutes, 7 minutes is the US opening, and we tend not to be, we normally not in position before the US opening. Now it's because you want to show a bit of trading, because normally we are not in position before the US opening.
Sorti sur le stop.
So okay, it just, we've been exited on the straight on the stop. So it happens. So now, okay, the sellers are back now, just before the US opening, which is a bit, it happens. So more normally, as I told you, we don't trade before the US opening. Now we do it because obviously that's where the live is occurring. But to be fair, normally we will be waiting for the US to enter, because when they enter with a lot of liquidity.
Arik and Nabil, can I just throw in a question, please?
Sure.
I have a question from one of the spectators, who's asking, what do the white columns buys and sell mean? So the white columns right next from volume, there's buys, sells. Can you just explain what it means?
Okay, so on the right side you have a buys column and the sales column. Okay, the buys column is all the markets, all the people that bought markets. That means they're not putting their position in limit. They don't want any price. They want to buy at the market. They don't care about the price. So that's the one that make the market go up or go down. And we tend to see those one because that's the executed order, and we want to see if it was executed by a buying side or selling side. So basically, that's what it shows. On some platform, you have the mix of both of them. You have all the executed lots, but here we have both of them. We prefer to have one selling and one buying. This way, we can detect way more accurately if there is a buying pressure or selling pressure. And with that, we have to as well check the selling limit selling and limit buying if they recharge the position. That means if someone is buying market, he tried to sell, but the seller was stronger, was running after the market.
Okay, thanks for your reply. Just go ahead. Just go ahead. Thank you.
I don't know if it was clear enough or.
I think it was clear enough. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Dis-là, je voulais vendre 50, 25, 0.
He wanted to sell combien? Okay, he wanted to sell 1850, then 1825, then 18, and the market kept on falling. So it hasn't been executed. It happens. Although that's not the best period because it might be less liquid just before the US opening because people don't want to take risk before the US opening. So it hasn't been executed. The market went down. It's fine. Now we'll wait for the next opportunity. What's happening? Is the market going to break the 17 and go back to maybe a 12? Or is the market going to range there just before the US opening?
En 3 minutes, l'ouverture américaine.
In 3 minutes, we have the US opening, so still we won't do anything in the next 3 minutes. Okay, 17 might break. It's very it's very inconvenient when the level we are watching is breaking before the opening or before like an important figure, because we don't trade before that.
On avait dit on wanted to vendre.
Yeah, we wanted to sell that, but someone bought and I don't know, he made the stop, made the exit stop happen, and then it falls straight away. So I don't know why someone bought and broke the highest, and here we are still going back to the support we have. If it breaks, I told you it might test the 12. So now we are just taking that. So no, excuse me. So now, as I told you, we won't do that much before the opening, which is in like 1 minute and a half. Yeah, the market is clearly up. The indices, French indices, for example, is plus 140. The DAX is plus almost plus 1%. So clearly, there's no coronavirus crisis at the moment. So just keep on buying, and we are like 1% from the highest all-time high of the Nasdaq, which is strange for an economy that doesn't run very smoothly. So be careful of the shorts, because people still they keep on buying, which is crazy. So when we do short position, we don't do short position for swing trading. We can do some long position. We bought some stocks, long stocks. Now it's a very insecure area for us to do some long positions, because we are the highest. We don't want to buy at the highest, but at the same time we don't want to sell. at the highest because people are clearly in a buying rush. So at the moment we are in our like long-term position. We are out of the market. Okay, the US is in opening is in it's now. It's opening. The Nasdaq went up, down. Oh, Nasdaq is getting crazy. Okay, you can see there's a lot of volumes there, and the seller at 1875 is still here. So let's see if it goes back to 16. The Nasdaq is clearly selling. The S&P as well. Okay, you can see on the chart he sold here and he bought here. He bought back here, so you had like a scalp. Thanks to the high liquidity that the market did provide.
Là, je continue à vendre sur ce volume-là.
So we will keep on selling on these volumes because we can see that there's like some huge buyers that are sellers that are still protecting the market. Okay, so now you can see on the Nasdaq is more visual than the S&P. You can see on the Nasdaq, which is the left order book, they keep on selling. The selling pressure is very, very, very strong on the Nasdaq. You can see it. And the S&P, as I told you, might go to 12. So let's see if 12 something will be stronger than 17, or are they going to do like an upside rally that just keep on buying until it break the 30-20 on the S&P. We're only watching the S&P at the moment. The Nasdaq is getting crazy. You can see it's too volatile. Way too risky to we'll try only to take short position. We are doing scalping. If it was swing trading, as I told you, long-term position, it would have been a bit more difficult to sell because the reversal is very tough to get, you know. But on scalping, it's better. No, it's less difficult to get correction, not downtrend. We're only looking for some correction of the market. It went up that much, so now we're waiting for corrections. But we won't be on the position for hours. We will take small positions. I mean, short, very, very short-term positions. 12, yeah. So okay, we are in our level at 12. Let's see if 12 resists. I won't make any buying position at 12, as I told you, because we're still very high, and I'm more willing to take correction than actual buying levels, especially that high. The market is clearly very high. The S&P is at plus 2%. That's crazy. Okay, they broke the 12 level. What's the next? It might go to 750. If it breaks, if 12 is breaking, we will be watching for 10 or maybe 750. That's the next level. We'll be watching carefully. You can see how the market changed as soon as the US opened. It's completely different. Completely different.
During the opening, it's very volatile, so we really need to wait until we watch a big player, big buyer, or big seller. The market is very close to the new high of the year. That's why I'll try to find a way to put some short position, and so I put one trade making 5 ticks, and when the market move up, I short again and I squash the position. Here I close my short position. I short again, making 8 ticks. So I'm waiting every pullback to short the market. So I see that here there are a big seller at 12 here. So I will try to sell these levels. And if I short here, maybe I will try again at this levels. Okay, so I short here and I close here. So here there are a buyer at this level. So I short 12 and I close 10. I will try to make a new short in these levels if the market stop at this price. So here you see that the market, there are sellers who stop the market at these levels. So I do it here. I'm waiting these levels, but the market don't move until this level. If the market price tick at this price, so 13.75, I will be short again. So the market stop at 13, and I'm waiting this level. So what a pity. So we always trade when we see a big buyer or big seller in order book, and for the moment, every time the market makes some few ticks higher, they are a big seller. So
Okay, so là, you can see the pullback that Tarek did. He did a pullback at the level we identified, 12. And the next I told you was 10 and then 7 something. So it did break the 10 very strongly. And now it's gonna, are they? No, they don't.
It blocked on the biggest volume of the day.
You can see this at 9 is what we call the VPOC, the point of control or the price of control, depending on people, they say both, of the day. So in this price, there's 7,645 lots executed. That means that the buyer and the seller are very, they do agree at this price. They're very willing to sell and buy at this price. It's like a balanced price, you mean? So it might resist or it might go, if it breaks, that means the seller will take the upper hand very strongly. So now we can see the Nasdaq is buying as well, it's doing some corrections. You can see there's a strong downtrend, now a very short-term downtrend. It might as well be only a correction as the market went up, as I told you, 2%. So now the S&P is at 188, so it's still very high. I mean the future, not the actual market, not the cash market. So this area is an area, it's very tough to enter. We might do some scalps because there's a lot of buyers and sellers. So we have a lot of liquidity and we might take opportunity to buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. You know, when we see the huge buyer, we sell. When the huge buyer, we buy. When you see the huge seller, we sell. That's something we might do, a lot of small scalping. Now, we are not going to do that. We're waiting for the market to break or a pullback and take a position. So as you can see on the chart, the position that Tarek took, only short positions. The first one, he exited very quickly. The second one, he was stopped at the highest. And the second, you see the loss is very short and the buy, the gain are bigger. So is the market going to test now the next level, which is 4? It's going to test 4. We're at 7 now. Okay, is it going to break the 7 or is it going to go to 4? It might jump at 7 and go back to the POC, which is a 9. the highest volume of the day, and trade like this in this range. But now you can see that the buyers are struggling. The sellers, 500 lots sold at 6.75. They keep on selling very strongly. Oh, the buyer is still here. You see, he's protecting 7. Keep on buying, and he's just putting more orders. Yeah. The next buyer is at 4. So let's see. Okay. Okay. They did protect the 7, the level at 7. Let's see where it goes. Might take first 9, and then if it breaks 9, it might go back to 12. If not, it might go to 7 again, and if 7 breaks, we will be watching for 450. So now okay, Tarek you want to trade the pullback? So it might go to 9 and the POC, and if 9 breaks,
je vais peut-être agrandir ma taille. Si ça arrive jusqu'à 12, là je veux pas prendre mon gain.
He's not going to take his gain now. He want to take like a biggest position. So if it goes up, he will put more lots to be on the
next move.
On the next move, the next short trend. So the Nasdaq is buying again. Now it's sell. Okay, we are on 10, so we still at the level we identified after 12. Because this move, if the 10 is going down, it might test the 7, and if the 7 breaks, it might go back to 4 and eventually to 0. So let's see. Now we are at 12 again. Is the 12 gonna be stronger, or we see a huge buying position at in the Nasdaq? So let's see if the S&P is just put more lots and exited them very quickly. He do some scalp within his position. So basically his position will be a bit longer. Okay, so the position is willing to take will be for a bigger move, but within this trade, he will take some small scalping just to take the opportunity as well. So one background trade that will be here for a bit of time, and some small scalp within the level we identified, which is 12, 10, 7, 4, and then 0. Okay. Huge seller on the Nasdaq, which is good. It went from 45 to 40, which is a lot on the Nasdaq. So let's see if this sellers will be present on the S&P. The S&P is up at 1.97% on the day, the future, almost 2% still. Oh, it's just
donc le vendeur il est à 12.
The seller is at 12. So the buyer we had before is now the seller at 12, and he's keep on protecting 12. So we are watching very carefully to see if this seller will still be protecting this position or not. The Nasdaq is going down, it went below 40, but the S&P doesn't go down. So let's hope that the S&P will keep up with the downtrend that the Nasdaq is taking. Short position on the Nasdaq is way more selling than the S&P. It's strange because before it was the opposite. The Nasdaq wanted to see the all-time high. Now it seems to be correcting a bit more. So it's a bit stressful, and when the market you're in is not doing the correction you are waiting for, and the market you didn't choose, for example here the Nasdaq, it goes perfectly. Just match the scenario you identified. Okay, we are 12. Il est largement plus acheteur que l'autre, c'est bien. The S&P is at 30 and the Nasdaq is just not moving that much. Actually, it's 40 still. I put some Tarek put some stops just in case it goes above 14. Might be too dangerous. You see, someone is just keep on just buying. So let's not take some risk and exit as the movement we are looking for didn't occur. Okay. 1350. Okay. Oh, the seller. Les volumes. Okay. Perfect. Off. So let's see. Okay, they did go to, they went all the way to 14 and they're back to 12. So he's just improving his average position by entering and exciting very quickly. So not 12 again. Let's see if the 12 is going to break or is going to resist. Same. Yeah, it seems a bit selling. So let's see, which is strange because now the Nasdaq is buying. Ooh, Nasdaq went again at 40, and now okay, the Nasdaq is selling a bit, which is good, and the S&P is buying. Sometimes it's strange. The correlation is not very accurate, so that's why you can't just blindly assume that they will move the same way. As you can see, the Nasdaq is falling a bit more than the S&P. Nasdaq already at 36. S&P still. Now, what Tarek says is that he's not willing to take the money, this short money here, because what he's looking for is the big move. That's why he took a bit more of risks. He didn't do some scalps. He did some scalp within this position just to improve his average position. But he's not here to take few ticks. He's here to take the full movement. And hopefully, if the market goes back to 7 or break 7, that's what he's looking for. Like a nice correction. All the indices are in the green, quite a lot actually. The Dow is plus 2.49, the DAX plus 1, future S&P plus 2. And that's crazy. So let's see. Oh, look, the Nasdaq is already at 30, which is good. We saw that as those levels, at the previous movement, they were above 40, now they're already at 30. I mean, the sellers are getting a bit strong. But the S&P is protecting 12, 1150, 12, there's a huge buyer. And it doesn't let the market go down. Tarek has his stop, as you can see, at 40.25. The market is, the S&P is plunging, so that's good for us. 50, 1150, still buying.
Ouais, un acheteur qui bloque les clôtures.
Okay. Is it going to go to 9? First target 9. The POC, full POC.
Là, il y a un acheteur qui bloque.
The buyer is very strong, as you can see. The POC is going to be 1150. It's going to change from 9 to 1150. He's just buying everything. So Tarek exited his position because he thought that it was too risky. So okay, not take the risk. It took too much time. The buyer at 1150 is very strong. So exited. He quitted this position. Let's wait and see if it's a good thing. Oh, there's a lot of buyer at 12, so just one. Shorted one to see if my break, because the Nasdaq was going down a lot. Now the Nasdaq is correcting. Back at 13. Same stop as before. Is the buyer, is the seller, are the sellers still here? As you can see on the order book, you can see which party is getting more strength. Is it the buyers that are getting stronger, or is it the sellers?
short at 13.
He's selling at 13. Okay. Oh, the S&P, the Nasdaq is going down. Oh, still same level, 1150. Is 1150 going to break? It seems like so. See, it's putting more and more pressure at 11.50.
Donc je revends 12.
So he sold again 12.
Je vais placer un ordre de 11,75.
The S&P, the Nasdaq is getting down a lot. You can see the pressure that the sellers are putting on the market is totally different than just a bit before.
J'ai remonté mon flat.
He put his stop at the flat position, and now it can only be flat. So back to 9. The POC is 9 gonna break, and if it breaks, it will go to 7 and maybe 4. We can see now he tried to buy a lot 1150, and now the market is just getting crazy, and he exited one position at 9 just in case, and he moved his stop at 1175. So exited everything. Okay.
Là, j'ai tac, tac.
So he sold at the highest and he bought at the lowest, and he kept on doing that again and again and make this big move. And now we'll check if there's another opportunity. Oh, it's almost almost time to finish. So maybe it's, instead of finishing now, we can answer questions and not take a new position. And if you have, because if we are in position,
I have some questions for you from our listeners, from our
if you understand everything.
Yeah, I think they can follow and they like it very much. They say it's very interesting, a lot of suspense, and they can even understand you, no problem. So also your English is quite good.
Mein Deutsch ist schlecht. Ich kann nicht in
it's
Deutsch
okay.
erklären.
It's okay for trading. It's okay. Everybody understands you. So the most important is that we can follow your logic and that we can understand what you are trying to do, and that's very well done. I think everything is clear. There's not too much on the chart side and too much lines, etc. So everything is clear and everybody can follow what you're doing. There's enough time to follow, and your explanations are quite good. Can I ask one or two questions with the people are asking? Someone is not really understanding the match between buys and sells. So his question is, why are there different figures in the buys and sells columns? Buy and sell volume must match normally, mustn't it? This is his question.
Yes, but basically what it is, there's someone wanting to sell or someone wanting to buy. Normally, you buy at the market. That means the price, you don't care, you buy at the market. Okay. And that's a market order. If you want to buy at a certain price or sell at certain price, you will put your order in limit position. Okay. If you put in limit position, you will be in a Q position. For example, now if I say, okay, I want to buy at 7 on the S&P. So you can see 7 is here. I want to buy at 7. There's 152 lots waiting to be, if I want to buy at 7, 200 lots waiting to be bought at this level, okay? So I'll be in the Q position, I'll be 201, for example. Make sense? I will be executed only if someone is selling to people wanting to buy at this level, at this price.
Exactly,
so if someone buys 100 lots, it will go from 200 lots waiting at 100 lots, because 100 lots will match the 100 sellers, okay? If the buyers are still waiting for someone to sell and someone is currently selling, it comes to me, I will be the next. For example, someone is selling me the position, I will buy, but I was waiting for this price and this price only. On the other side, the one that's selling will be market order. That means they sell at the market, okay? The empty prices on the right side. So that's the difference. It's aggressive. They are more aggressive. The selling side more aggressive because they are selling at the market and they're not waiting for a certain price. That means if someone is selling at the market will eventually drop if it's emptying all the buying by the people waiting to buy. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. For me, it makes sense.
The difference between limit order and market order, basically. And what we see here is only market orders. Are they buying market or are they selling market? But obviously, when you buy, someone is selling.
Sure.
But is
Otherwise,
it
you won't
someone
get
that's
your
selling at a limit order? That means only put his position and the market went to his position. But how did it go to his position? Is because buyers are buying market. And by buying market, they empty all the sellers until it reaches a certain point where you want to sell.
Okay, fine. Thanks for your reply. Listen, we don't have a lot of time left because we started a quarter of an hour later than planned. But I think we saw the main point you wanted to make, and I think we watched you for now half an hour, three-quarter of an hour, for very interesting way of trading, live trading the order book, the markets, the market opening in New York. Nabil and Tarek, thank you very much for your let's say for your contribution here to our webinar day.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Hello.
Hope seeing you again in some time with the webinar on a live performance, which we had already together with Stefan Fröhlich also. You remember?
Okay, when you
a few
want.
months ago or last year.
It's a pleasure.
Before the corona time. So I have to leave. I have to host in a few minutes the following speaker. So
Sure.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks a lot
even
for
if there
your
were some
time.
problems even if there were some problems at the start. If
Yeah.
someone has still questions for Nabil or Tarek, please send them to send them by mail to info@wh7invest.com. We will reply to these questions later. And thanks a lot.